Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Your Excellency. May we all listen to the national prayer, please.
The national prayer. O God of all creation, direct our lawmakers, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Amen. You may be seated, please. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. May we please move on to the next program on our agenda today. May I please have the honor to invite His Excellency, the Consul-General of the Federal Consulate-General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Sao Paulo, in the person of His Excellency Mr. Muntari Abdulkaika, for his welcome speech, please. Your Excellency.
Thank you. Immigration agency and the council for today. This is again afternoon was immigration, so it is half time to conduct today's proceedings. Excellency, the Prime Minister to Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. the Deputy Comptroller-General of Immigration, the Director Consul, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. members of the Nigerian community, Excellency, permit me to recognize the presence of some of the majority united the leadership of the Nigerian community, Lord Dr. Emmanuel, the President of the Nigerian community, Dr. and his team are here. We have the President-elect of Mero, Mr. George Darrington, and his team.
Welcome to Brazil.
And the current chairman of the Mero Catholic Committee, Lord Master. We have three former presidents of the Nigerian Committee, and the group was one of them. We have Lawrence Paulo, Mr. Mweki, Kasiki, and one of the middle past coordinator of Nigeria and Brazil, Professor Joseph. Thank you for coming. Your Excellency, it's a great pleasure for me to present to you the Conference of Nigerian Concerns and to welcome you to this important conversation with the International Production Nation. This development marks a new era in the history of the Consul. We are privileged and honored to have one Consul, His Excellency Mr. Paulo, and the Deputy Comptroller-General here to bless this important occasion to start and give official speech in Nigeria. So, you are highly and respectfully welcome. Excellency, as you are aware, this consulate started as a small mission located in Abuja, Brazil, in Palestine. But we had to move. We had to move to this location because of the instruction we got at that time in 2014 that immigration section was going to be established, and also the trade offices will be coming from Ministry of Trade and Industry. That was what makes this to move from this smaller location to this big place. It looks small from outside, but it's really it has space to accommodate all of us. That's the Commissioner of Universal Promotion Machine today is declaring the National Government's commitment to enhance the welfare of Nigerians in the diaspora. Has been the landlord to the fact that the chain factor of the present government led by His Excellency President Paulo takes great importance to the production of Nigerian students is recognition with some adequate and timely service delivery and assistance based on Going back into influences, the demand and request for the establishment of consulate in Sao started long time ago. When Nigerians residing here in Sao Paulo, felt that an established consulate would greatly enhance and improve service delivery to them. That was what we needed with the government and who came under a education program, exchange program. I mentioned some, but I can still see Dr. Alex Homer, who is also the program team. Those were part of those who were in that first group that and continue, well, please have request for to establish a consulate. There are those that came behind, but still form part of that movement, asking government to assist them have the consulate for them alone, Chicken, Captain Alex, and the ladies and the governments in the also being Dr. Paulo. They form part of that movement that continue to request government to assist them have the consulate. Let's assume the which more than the Nigerian system in Brazil is predominantly residing in Singapore, which is the commercial hub in the country and the biggest city, South America. Singapore is usually the first port of call and most high below district in Brazil. It was going by the existence of the long-standing friendly relationship between Nigeria and Brazilian people. In Brazil, the population of the whole city in the country will continue to increase. The largest number living in Singapore. As I was telling Excellency in 2014, what we received last year, officially from the government, was that 1,250 Nigerians came into Singapore and requested for asylum. And we are waiting for the data from 2015. I guess any time from now we will have it. We believe the number may increase. We have been to the airport many times. In fact, the Nigerian community always told them to assist when we do not identify the person who is this, they find what they need and they come in to give this assistance. And the government in Kenya, all of them assist. They have the installation of the universal production machine and discuss them as a number of effort we have to bring such the Nigerian population of Nigerian children in Singapore estimated about 98% of the entire Nigerian citizens in Brazil. To further the incompletion will take a long journey for the passport. At times they will have to go back to Nigeria to get it before the machine was temporarily installed in Brazil. This costs a lot financially for them. And even let them on purpose to document their stays. At times they will have to travel, but today there's about 10 minutes or maximum 15 minutes from while they are in the center to come to the consulate and get them documents ready and go back. This has saved a lot of associated doctors travel and cost. In addition to the benefits of government, a large number of Nigerians still in the find and hence the consulate has to render efficient services in the most transparent and accountable manner, thereby protecting the image of this country position. Let me at this time show the Excellency, commending the Nigerian Ambulance Service for the quick response and relocating the machine to Singapore. tremendously helped our citizens here. Before I conclude the motion, it is pertinent to affirm the Consulate's commitment to put a machine to optimal use in ensuring functionality and content. It is my hope that the Nigerian community will reciprocate the kind just like the government and remain law-abiding Nigerian citizens of Brazil. So, distinguished our guests, I'd like to thank Paulo from Nigeria. We wish to thank you for coming and also to wish you sit down back to the city. Let's work and live over Brazil to Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Reception that you have accorded me and my colleagues from the ministry, Basrabi Shehu. I want also the Deputy Comptroller-General of Immigration, Mohammed Babandede, and the executive of the Nigerian community and NIDO in Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great delight to be here today, and on this landmark occasion of the commissioning of the e-passport production machine. This is a great and significant investment by government to provide here in Sao Paulo a machine that will be of great use to the Nigerian community. And I believe that the step taken by government is in response, as the Consul-General just said, to persistent requests that were made, and thankfully the Immigration Service has risen to the occasion. Through you, DCG, convey our warm gratitude to both the Comptroller-General and the Minister of Interior. We are deeply, deeply grateful for the positive response that you have given. And to say how happy we are to know that there is a Nigerian community in Sao Paulo. Everywhere that I have gone of recent, I have met a situation in our embassies where they are either talking and complaining, like I did in Japan last month, where with over 5,000 Nigerians resident, they do not have the privilege that you now have here in Sao Paulo alone. There they said the number is large, the need is there, and because of the location of Japan, they do not readily have this service. They are compelled to travel either to Beijing, which is not near, or Hong Kong, again, that is equally far away, and still it comes at great cost to them. So I want you to see that the step taken by government is not a small step at all. It is in recognition of your number, in recognition of the fact that the machine will be put to good use. And I'm happy that the Consul-General in his statement talked about that. I have on good authority a glimpse of what the situation has been since 2014. My understanding is a total of 896 passports may have been prepared and produced. And on a monthly basis, the number keeps going up. This year alone, in the month of January, 47 passports were issued. February, 88 were issued, and so far, just about the middle of March, up to 51 passports have been produced, which is to say that on a daily basis, passports are being produced and passports are definitely needed. One word I want to leave with you is to remember that the green passport you hold is an identity paper, and that identity carries the name Nigeria. When I was completing the landing form into Brazil, in succession, there were 3 columns that required you to fill in your nationality and your identity and the country where you come from. And all bear Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria in succession. So regard yourselves as the ambassadors of Nigeria to Brazil, because that is the paper that you carry. And I'm happy that the leadership of the Nigerian community is here, both past and present. You have a great, great, great responsibility on your shoulders. The direction you lead your community will determine to what extent you will bring respect and honor to your country and yourselves by extension, or you bring shame and dishonor to yourselves and your country. I'll not say where, but there's a place I went, and it turned out that the immediate past president of the Nigerian community in that country was on bail pending a court determination of drug charges that had been leveled against him. I'm just told in Senegal that the president of the Nigerian community there too is awaiting court pronouncement for kidnapping. These are obviously not activities that bring honor to your country and to yourselves. What am I saying? Please be of exemplary character. Be of exemplary character. And I'm glad that the present government has given premium to Nigerians in diaspora. How to tap into this great force for national development. How to take advantage of the resources that are provided by Nigerians in diaspora for the country. The amounts run into billions when you put them all together. And globally, I think we rank in the first 3 nations that get remittances in billions of dollars annually from our diaspora. Now, this is a potential force for investment. To whom much is given, much is expected. Because government recognizes your place, there is this agitation of bringing in the diaspora into the electoral process in the country. A legitimate demand. Unfortunately, our present laws, both electoral and the Constitution, do not allow for diaspora vote to take place. But thankfully, again, a committee of the National Assembly has been established to look into the amendment of the Constitution. So this is one key area we're hopeful that we may one day, not long from now, have a provision by law that allows Nigerians in diaspora to elect their leaders even though they do not live at home. It provides me at this juncture to say just a little about the priorities of government. Every now and again you hear, oh, what is happening at home? Yesterday there was, or the day before, there was an attack by Boko Haram. People had gone to worship, 2 people blew themselves up. Now, there is no religion that we know that advocates the killing. You are not going to lay a table to sell your goods. You want the fire out, you want the smoke out, then you will sit in comfort to sell whatever you want to sell. The same is true in the country. So, as a priority, government is committed to providing security across the nooks and crannies, north, south, east, and west. Wherever you go in the country, all locations should be secure, all locations should be safe, and persons and goods are guaranteed with safety. Through this all, security in itself will serve no purpose if it does not lend for a conducive atmosphere in which economic activities will take place. Bread and butter issues are important. Like Brazil, Nigeria depends a lot on oil. But oil, as you have said, is not stable. For the past 3 years running almost, there has been a steady decline in the oil market. And with each dip in oil price, we suffer. Producing as we do and dependent up to 90% for our foreign exchange earnings on oil, it doesn't augur well for our economy. Consequently, and in fact because it makes sense for government to diversify the economy. Nigeria is a country, I was talking 2 days ago to a foreign diplomat who said to me, in his backyard there is no seed he has brought with him, both from Nigeria and abroad, that he has planted which has not germinated. Which is to say here, you will have a resource that is God-given. Make use of it. And 2 areas are important for government. Agriculture. In agriculture, it's not just about production, but agriculture includes processing and packaging, which is the value chain. And every stop in this value chain has 2 benefits. 1, it brings wealth, and 2, it creates jobs. The teeming population that is unemployed in the country, believe you me, if you go the agro-business path, and agro-business is different from agricultural production, because there you are bringing a business sense for efficiency, for effectiveness, and for value addition. It will make the whole difference. What we pick that is well packaged, there is always a market. How can you justify the import of rice alone into the country that takes close to $10 billion annually? With $10 billion, we will transform many communities in Nigeria. And every hamlet in Nigeria has agricultural potential. So let's go the full agro-business path, and the future will look even brighter than it is today for that country. So government is determined to diversify the economy. With diversification, we are going to create millions and millions and millions of employment opportunities. With millions and millions of employment opportunities, you are going to empower your own people. And so as you sit here, think of what you can do to take advantage of this great potential that is in our country. If you have friends, bring them. If you have your own money, don't be afraid. Come back and invest in the agro sector in Nigeria. It will bring you and impact greatly on your fortune and the fortune of generations to come through you. And through this, we have noticed that the way we've managed our affairs in the country, gone are those days. So if you see serving and retired military officers being made to account for their actions. In the past, we used to see the uniform as what? License to kill, because some use their uniforms to kill. Today, if you dare that, the law will come after you. So prudent management of our resources and public trust is for our own good. Up until now, I've not used the word corruption. But corruption is the bane of managing our public trust and resources in Nigeria. President Buhari on record has said, if Nigeria does not kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria. He has equally said it is a cancer. And what does cancer do? It does not edify your beauty, it takes away your beauty. So we must not allow this cancer to continue to grow. This is where we are. I thought I should give you just a little bit of what is happening. And the story and the picture are looking pretty good, because we haven't had it this good before, that for 5 consecutive electoral cycles there has been peace and stability, so much so that there was peaceful transition of power from one person to the other, including the landmark history that was made in 2015 when an opposition party unseated the ruling party. There is hope, there is faith, and there is a great future for our country. That indeed, not only now are Nigerians out to look for what will serve them, but they are also speaking to what holds them together. Our strength is in our diversity. When you take a rainbow, it is not made of one color. It is also not one color that is dominant. But the beauty of that rainbow is the collection of the colors that come together and give it a unique color. That is why it is a rainbow. And for us, we must not be ashamed that we are made of Igbos, we are made of Hausas, we are made of Yorubas, we are made of Ibibios, Ijos, Ham people, and the rest. But then collectively, whether your ethnic group is known or not, whether your tongue is understood or not, you are first and foremost a Nigerian. And it is this Nigeria that we have, and it is that Nigeria we can call home. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in Brazil for a reason, but your roots are in Nigeria. If you uproot any tree from its foundation, the tree dies. But if you nurture that root, whether the tree is sick or not, it can come back to life. My charge to you is simple, that you are here in Brazil, your home remains Nigeria. Bring back what you have, and bring back what you can to develop that nation that is ours. But because today we are here for a specific reason, here to launch passport production machine, a document that you need wherever you go. I don't want to spend too much of the time available talking about our country. I simply thought I should revisit a few issues, assuring you that you have nothing to be afraid of, assuring you that your country remains strong, and assuring you that it is a country that you must nurture because you are a part of it. Let's listen.
Thanks, Your Excellency. I will still go ahead to listen to the DCG, the Deputy Comptroller-General of Nigeria Immigration Service, on his presentation on the e-passport. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, may I invite the Deputy Comptroller-General of Nigeria Immigration Service in the person of Mr. Mohammed Babandede for the presentation on e-passport.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bruce Molo, His Excellency Mutare Akupeta, the Consul-General, Consulate-General of Nigeria in Sao Paulo, executive members of the Nigerian community, and other colleagues of mine, home-based staffs. It's difficult to speak after an ambassador has spoken. But I assure you, I have no political statement to make. His statement will help the e-passport to remain secure, because he has given you courage, he has given you the strength, and has built your confidence that you should be good Nigerians. But one thing I'm sure is that these are the elder statesmen of Nigerian communities. Those who make a lot of trouble are not here. They are the younger people who arrived recently. But since he has spoken, and I'm going to speak technically, I'm sure he will deliver the message to them. Sir, I would like to thank you for being here. I know how busy he is as a permanent secretary, and permanent secretary for that matter for Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I know how busy he is. Thank you for being here, because this is our honor, which is immigration. And also, I would like to thank the ministry for giving us the opportunity to work together. I had the opportunity to work once with the Minister of Foreign Affairs as an attaché in 1990 in Germany, and I know what it is to work with Foreign Affairs. You earn a lot of money. You put a tie instead of a uniform, okay? You talk more responsible than with force. So that's why I told my staff to sit down. That is not going well. So Your Excellency, forgive me for making her to sit down to be more diplomatic. What I'm going to talk to you, I had earlier made a presentation on a PowerPoint, but unfortunately we don't have a projector here. And I just decided to make some presentation. What I'm going to discuss to you, wherever we're going in terms of opening of missions, we get approval from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I know what they argued about Sao Paulo. We took the machine before to Brasilia. We realized nobody's there. So we discussed that it should come into the center. We have done similar thing in other missions, where the capital is Abuja, the real capital of the people is Lagos. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So we are complying with the directives of the ministry. First, I want you to understand what is e-passport, because many of you who have been here all, you have gotten the old passport machine readable. Am I correct?
Yes.
Where you have 5. Yes. You had 7. I was an attaché once in Germany. I could remember I was called to collect a passport from a restaurant, because the owner of the passport dropped it as a document for payment of fees. So it was available, he can get it posted at home, but now it's not possible. When we talk about e-passport, we are talking about biometric system, and you know that biometric is unique. Nobody has been created with additional or different same biometric with his twin brother. I hope you know that. We take your fingers. We used to take 2, 4. The machine you have is 2.
Yes, sir.
2. We have started upgrading already to 10. Thank God to Nigerians who can do wonders. I won't tell you what they're doing, but we have improved it to 10 now. If we take your fingers, it goes automatically to our database. It is scanned. When you put your fingers, it is scanned, and the scan is translated into numbers. Whether you give us your name, I'm Mohammed, Jacob, Garba, Mwachuku, all together, you brought the certificates, you seize your because of what you have given, but that has been freeze for life. Whether a person has explained or not, that identity is with us. It's very important for you to know. Once you capture, it is sent, it goes to the database, it comes as APIS approved or reject. That's what I'm saying. If, for example, I decided I've seen the PAMSEC, I know him very well, I want to add Lolo in my name. Okay? Because it will make me travel. When they see the name of all the ambassadors in Nigeria, what they see, they'll say, this is brother of permanent secretary. So I added the name. I go and scan in Abuja. It goes into database, search, it will come as APIS reject because my name is Babandeli. That's the beauty of the biometrics. So once you put it will go APIS reject or APIS approve. If you like, you are in Brazil on asylum, you have come and declared the name of Sudanese. And then you have refused to speak English with them. You come and put your fingers here, go to the database and reject, advise them. I know none of you is among them, but it happens, okay? So we can retrieve that data, is permanent for life. And there is no proxy. I hope you know in the olden days people used to do proxy. You send your photographs. I know some people have attempted one or two, but we have caught them. They send their photographs and send me passport from Nigeria. And passport has come. Also done online, real time online. As you submit it, it will go automatically into database. It's not a matter of, okay, let's wait tomorrow. Since I'm in Brazil, that there is little problem with payment online. We have to get a lot of problems with Nigerians for payment online. Why? You cannot pay for other people because of fraud. There are some Nigerians who create one corner. If you are paying $100 or collect $130 to make payment, the system cannot accept payment only your name and your children. Missions can be advised. I will advise the mission if they like, they can register a card online to allow Nigerians who are in irregular position. It's not our problem that you are in irregular position. We are not fighting you. Huh?
Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes you don't even have the card.
That's what I'm saying. We will allow mission can be allowed to register a card, which you talk to the attaché will allow them to register with our service providers, so that those people in irregular position, they can make payment. It's not my problem. No, the problem is Excellency that you don't have resident permit. It's not our problem. Our problem is that if your passport expired, we will give it for you, but we will not give you another name. It will be the same name we know you with. So your missions are advised to look for the card so that you can make payment on behalf of Nigerians who cannot make payment or who doesn't have a card. I would like to share this one with you. You will see the requirements later on. But there are some advice I'm going to give so that you can give your juniors there who cannot make payment. First, there is a program of applicants who don't even have a card at all. So if they have problem, they can come to mission and do. Don't they try to use other people's card. I received a lot of complaints. I give you one example. There was a person who stole a credit card from somewhere and was able to make payment for Mr. B. When they were tracing the stolen ID card, credit card, they found out that he had made payment. So they arrest first Mr. B. No, Mr. B whose payment appeared. So tell them to avoid using cards that they don't know their source. The system will not accept it, but in case they succeed, it looks like Baba, you know, like Mohammed is common. My name is Mohammed. It may go consider it as my family, but if it is stolen card, it can cause a lot of problems, even for you who has benefited from the system. I want to tell you what you can do in Saporo. It's better you know, so that when we leave, I don't want you to go and disturb the immigration attaché or the mission and say, you must do this for me, you must do this for me, when it's not possible. Okay? For example, you can do fresh payment for your children. Application fresh. You have children born here, you can get fresh passport for them. But I'm sure it is difficult to get fresh passport for all of you because you have been here with a passport. Am I correct? Yes. If you come, if Madam sees you with your card chip, I'm not talking about chip. If you come and say, please give me fresh passport, say, Oga, how did you enter Brazil? So it is possible to have few of you who have MRP. Do we still have somebody who have all passport MRP? Yes. Few. If you come, we'll issue because there is no more extension in MRP. If you know you have MRP extended, it's invalid. Please, make sure you return and get the e-passport. We can do partly damage. Partly damage. You know what I mean by partly damage? Your passport, mistakenly your daughter pour coffee on it. Everything is readable. We can do it if the immigration attaché looked at it and send us the report and said, look, all the pages are there. But if you go and wash it in a machine because you don't want something to be seen, we cannot do the issue until we do a security check at home. I hope that is clear. We can do exhausted pages. When the pages are good because you travel a lot, it can be done here. But don't come to us and say, please, renew my passport 2 years old because there is one stamp in my passport which is causing problem. It's not possible. Let it cause problem, we cannot renew it. We can do lost cases, but pending police report. That's where the problem is, follow the mission. If you lost your passport, in Nigeria, the best way for you to do it, go back home with ETC. But if you are resident here, you have to bring police report. Are you scared of police? If you are scared of police, there's a reason. Am I correct? I give you many examples. These are all experienced diplomats. You know the problems. Some of them could be arrested and their passport are in the hands of authorities. And you come here, we'll give you another passport. It's not right. So there is no way we can give you passport without police report. But if there is a case where the head of mission can explain the reason justified, we can handle all cases, but hardly we allow those cases like that. Change of name, a lot of wahala is there. Many Nigerians want to change all their names. Look, I see a lot of problems in Abuja. Somebody would say my father's name represents the name of the devil. And because of that, I have not passed my exam at all. Anything I touch, it goes into wahala. It doesn't succeed. Business, I said the money will finish because my name reads that. So I want to change all the names, including date of birth. So I asked what if all the names are devil, even date of birth is devil. So please, we cannot do those change of names here for you. Don't even try it, but there are exceptions. Change of name due to marriage is allowed, but even that one is under condition. Don't come to this place, don't come to Brazil today and then tell me that you have been married for the last 2 years and you enter Brazil today. Why didn't you change the name in Nigeria? If you are married, you have present your marriage papers in Nigeria, not posted marriage papers. I hope you know we were doing that. They will say, okay, let's arrange one post. Some people will issue later and post it and say, we are married. We will not allow it. Marriage must be genuinely done here and must be confirmed by the relevant authorities. The mission knows how to handle it and how to verify. It's very important. The good thing about it is that change of name due to marriage is exempted, no penalty. The women should be very happy with that. In Europe, it's possible. Yes. He wanted to change his name to his wife's name. That's what I had to do for lawyer.
Brazil is allowed also.
I know it's allowed. But that's what I said, I had to look for lawyer's help at home. So I passed it to the legal section to advise. It's possible. You change your name to your wife's married name. No wahala. But we cannot do it here. We'll seek legal advice at home. Also, we can do correction of gender. You know, sometimes we make a mistake. A child comes in and you see a child, the passport officer or something, then we say and put male or female. We can correct that gender. That is correction of gender. It's possible here. But what you cannot do, don't even ask them. Please tell the good boys, the young boys around, that we cannot do it here. As I said, we cannot do change of name due to any reason other than marriage or divorce or widowship. They are all change of name due to marriage. If the husband died, she wants to come back to her name, it's still change of name due to marriage because it's widowship. Due to divorce also, she can change her name back to original name. Yes, if she has evidence and certificate. It's very important. Also, age, we cannot change your age. Somebody came to me, he said, okay, football, because of this was they say the under 18. I said we cannot allow as government to allow you play under 18 when you are 36. It's going to cause problem for us. So even somebody came to me and said, okay, we are going for medical treatment, and they said if we reduce the age, they will give us concession. I said, what about the injection they will give you? You know, it happens. Medicine is given, I'm not a doctor, but I saw what you are, it's based on age. It's going to be a problem. So we don't allow age. Place of birth, some of us will come and say, please change my place of birth to America. I said, if they want you America, why is your American passport? You begin to scratch his head. No, we cannot do that. So don't even come to her to say change of birth because I want you to be born in America or Britain because you want to get another facilities. We cannot give you damaged passport beyond recognition. As I earlier said, don't come with something like that, toy. I say, okay, this is my passport, it's damaged. It is you who damage you. Whether you are crossing one side to another, crossing one river to another, one desert to another, you are able to damage your passport deliberately. or you have declared asylum, you don't want to be known. So you come to us and say, my passport is not good. You cannot do that. So encourage the young boys. I'm sure I'm not talking to those who do those kind of things, but please inform them. We cannot also resolve, she cannot resolve Abby's reject. What Abby's reject is you come here and give a new name. Because the young people don't know that the machine can identify. They would like a complete name. I have case where I went, I told His Excellency Ambassador that House of Assembly summoned us last 2 weeks. I went there. There was nothing the woman didn't say, why are you doing? You didn't issue passport to Nigeria. These are the people, see their names. They are suffering abroad. I said, no problem, give me the names. We went and checked. We found out that the name of the person in the past, we had the person before. His name was Okonko James Mohammed, so that I don't cause problem. And it's not true. I'm just giving you an example. But he changed to Kainde General Woman. I said, look at his passport photograph, look at his passport number he had before. Look at what he attempted to do. Do you want us to issue the passport still? Because the law says an attempt is almost 2 years. An attempt to get another 2 years. So, a honorable member, can you bring the passport so that we can take this here? So the woman can say no. So, please, it's not possible. Don't even advise them not to attempt, because if they attempt to capture, it cannot be resolved. The system will block them. It's like ATM card. When you know you don't get money, you go put ATM, you press the system is hot. You know it's wahala. It's better you leave your card when they put money for you to take it. So I don't want to keep His Excellency long waiting, but I will tell you that we have done some good reforms for passport, which will help you. We have introduced 64-page booklets. I hope you are aware. Do you have some booklets 64? Okay, we'll give you 64. 64 is for frequent travelers before. But after complaints we have received from people, there are some people who would like to say, do you know why I have 64-page booklet? So let them have it. You know that you understand what I'm saying? You can have it without any condition. We'll give her more 64 booklets because we especially the big business travelers like you once we go in from campus so that your passport is not full. No immigration officers were the same everywhere in the world. We can stamp your passport on the other side. We can the other page, they don't care. So you can get 64. Even if you want to show it as a chip, then you have 64 because I did give when they come to me I say, well guys, you are in India now. You should not carry it to the 34 because when they work, say yes. You carry it to I'm not looking for cheap trouble. When I said Abby's reject, my colleague said I should explain to you. Abby's reject is what the computer rejects. It's either Abby's approve or reject. Whatever you put your fingers, anytime you want to do a passport, fresh or the issue, it goes to the database. If it is correct, you said I'm going to do the issue. You put your passport number, you put your fingerprint, you send it there. If the system found out that it is not your name, it's another person's passport, it will reject. Abby will say you are not a qualified person. If you don't put your name, you put all fresh, that you are coming fresh, you didn't have a passport, you send your fingerprint, it will reject because it will show your passport. Because that is Abby's. So Abby's will always send us a report, whether it is approved or rejected. Okay. So if I will go further on our reforms, we have also given concession. If you have a child below the age of 18, you will not pay like you. We have done a very good job. The payment for children is lower than that of adults. Also, the payment for persons who are above 60, none of us is above 60. How do you see yourself? What do you say?
Who said so?
I'm talking of this side. I said, my mom saying, and once we are 60, you will see us working. What I'm saying from this side, immediately when we reach 60, we will organize elder statesmen. They pay less. And that's what's happening in global good practice, isn't it? The elders don't pay much. The children don't pay. But those who pay, me and him, we pay full payment. If you have celebrated 18 years, you have not celebrated 60, in between you pay more. So I will ask her to put the price so you see. Anyway, in the system, in the computer, you see it. It's in black and white. Is it not a good practice? It is. Also, as I said, we have exempted penalty. Anybody who wants to take data, you pay non-refundable fee of 30,000. It's punishment. Because we are tired of people who will come us, the devil has spoken. Okay, before the devil speaks to you, pay 30,000. Then what if you succeed, what you don't succeed is not a problem. Government has earned. But we have exempted this penalty for married women. Women should be very happy with us. We also exempt for minor mistakes. One letter, only one letter. If my name is Muhammad and you wrote Mohammed, it's okay. O and you can exempt that. But no exemptions for even one date of birth. If you are 15 and you are 14, you have to pay. Are you with me? The exemption is not for letters of date of birth, but for letters the name. Also, we exempt the arrangement, but after approval. You know what is an arrangement?
Yes.
One day, if your name is, let me not give my police worker's name, because I'm in trouble. Let me give another name, like Musa and Okonko. Your surname is Musa and you became Okonko. You know it's possible. Or your surname may be Okonko, you become Musa. You know it happens. But they mix up the names. The surname becomes your brother. Then we can approve that without payment of penalty. But if you see long name and you have a lot of visa in your passport, you have traveled more than 3 passports. Suddenly you want to change the middle name to be, it means you are hiding your identity. You may not approve. That's why I said after approval. And also we have done handshake now with payment and issuance. That doesn't concern you. I will not talk much, otherwise I will be charged by my PAMSEC. I will just give you some advice in respect of e-passport so that you will be guided. Okay? Whenever you are going to do the issue, please return the old one. Everything Madam is busy. Return the old one to be cancelled without prejudice. I hope you know this is very important. We had a case of a person who was traveling. He didn't cancel by mistake, submitted it to one immigration officer, and he looked at him and he saw in Nigeria, he just said that passport is bad. A lot of what, you know, anything can happen at the border. The officers at the point of entry, they are busy, an aircraft has landed, and they look at your face, they don't like your face. They just say, oh, Wahala will stand. So make sure you return your old passport is cancelled without prejudice. Are you with me? She will make sure she doesn't give you a new one until it is cancelled. It doesn't affect the visa inside. You can travel with the cancelled passport with the new passport together. No immigration officer will stop you at the border. Also, don't put so much pressure on officers to give you passport and the passport is not validated. If passport is issued, it has to be activated online. I have cases, it happens to large executive. Big men, they want passport quickly, bring in that document. They go, but the passport is not activated. When you come to the issue, you will not be seen. So wait and make sure the passport is activated. After like, has the passport been activated? You can ask. Yes, you say, oh, I forgot. Then you saved yourself problem after 4 years. Only use British style of dating, especially for children. For you are going to apply for fresh passport. We have a lot of challenge in the US where they put the months and the dates. Am I correct?
Yes, they put the month before the month.
That creates a lot of problem. I don't know in Brazil whether it's the same.
No.
Okay, British. So please make sure you keep the British emergency system going. Also, please avoid getting additional passport. As I said, no more passport system is not possible. Don't even try. There is no addition. Although some people have tried, I didn't tell you we have got 2-3 cases. I don't want to tell you how they are doing it, but do you know what it does? It allows them, if they beat the system, it allows them when they come to do the second issue. The system will put all that together.
Thank you, Your Excellency, our host. May I also have the honor to invite His Excellency, the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria, in person of His Excellency, Ambassador Bulus Lolo, for her speech.
Am I loud enough for you to hear me? So, permit me to do away with the mic so that the audio will be better and then we can interact. And if, please, at the back you are not hearing me,
You pay 30,000. Then if you succeed or you don't succeed, it's not a problem. The government has earned. But we have exempted this penalty for married women. Women should be very happy with us. Yes. We also exempt for minor mistakes. One letter, only one letter. we can exempt that. But no exemptions for even one date of birth. If you are 15 and you are 14, you have to pay. Are you with me? The exemption is not for letters of date of birth, but for letters in the name. Also, we exempt rearrangement, but after approval. You know what is a rearrangement?
Yes.
One name, let me not give my police worker's name, for example. Let me give another name, like Musa and Okonko. Your surname is Musa and you became Okonko. You know it's possible. Or your surname may be Okonko, you become Musa. You know it happens. But they mix up the names. The surname becomes your brothers. Then we can approve that without payment of penalty. But if you see long name and you have a lot of visa in your passport, you have traveled more than. Also, when your children cross-check that is always before you go. When your children are enrolled, I don't want to talk fresh issues to you because we cannot get fresh. But when your children are enrolled, the officer has advantage. I don't know that you have double screen. You have double screen. Don't staple your passport. Very important. I don't know. Your passport must not be, the old and new must not be stapled. Do you know the risk in that? The chip is at the back of the passport. Once you staple it, it becomes unreadable. And that's a problem. You get a problem with some immigration officers at the point of entry. You try to read your passport, you cannot read. Especially if it looks at you, you look like the person they are looking for. Then you are in trouble. It's true.
So in this case, what do? You take them along and
you put a rubber band.
Okay.
Rubber band is better. I will not talk much. I think I'm done. What I am saying is that please, the passport has spoken. Please, the integrity of e-passport is a sign for respect for Nigeria. The e-passport represents, there is nothing you cannot explain to anybody except the e-passport. If we abuse the e-passport, other countries will abuse us. If we improve it, anybody who sees you at the border will say this is a responsibility. I'm telling you, during the Hajj campaign, I was there, Hajj campaign, and we could not even identify. We had help. Once we have the number, or we have even fingerprint we're ready to take for dead person. When we take the fingerprint, we find the person number of the person. So please consider it a sign of respect. We are going to introduce something very useful for the young people who are coming recently. There will not be ETC again. Because ICAO has given directives that non-marshal-readable passport travel document cannot be used globally by the end of this year. And TC is not marshal-readable. So all those who come in whose name Ahmed Babadel and return whose name Musa Jabal are finished. Yes, it's not possible. We want to issue temporary passport based on your record in the e-passport. We provide facilities where when you come to the TC, we just tell you to do a fingerprint. When you do fingerprint, once you put it, your data for passport will come up. We'll issue a temporary passport based on that data, and the passport is readable. You know, crime will stop. The host countries will respect us more. They will not accept that we are working. Now, mission, what can the mission do? When you come and say you are Nigerian, you have lost your passport, you want to go back home, mission will give you in the name of declare. If you tell them to declare for God, if they have chance, they can bring the God for you. That's the game. But unfortunately, there's nothing. But now, in the next few months, we shall do a temporary passport based on your e-passport data. So there's no way you can cheat and go back with the name. This will help security in the host country and in Nigeria. If a person is wanted for Boko Haram or drug, he will come in with TC with another name. But now it is not possible. With that, sir, I don't want to talk so long.
Thank you, sir, for the speech, for the presentation on e-passport. I would like to call on the president of the Nigerian community in Sao Paulo, in the person of Dr. Emmanuel Oluwatoyin, for his vote of thanks.
Allow the the president standing. The president with small p.
Sorry, doctor, you cannot be seen while we entertain the question.
No, I think I can speak at this time. Your Excellency says, my question is very short. As the director had rightly spoken, talking about the technicalities of the e-passport machine. My question here is this: what provisions do we have on maintenance, since we know that we've always had this kind of problem back home? Now we have this new equipment, we're really delighted over that. What maintenance programs do we have for us so we don't get just broken up in the middle and we have to wait for months again to have this equipment fixed? Thank you, sir.
Any other question, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your Excellency, I'm a psychiatrist by profession. In the last 10 years, we've received about 15 engineers with mental problems without having every document to travel home. So most occasions we have to get back to Brazil to get a letter. So in these cases, what do we do to help these people with mental problems without any documents?
Any other question? Okay, sir.
All right. I'll answer the last question, which is more what can be done for persons with mental challenges. It's a big one. In the past, government used to provide money for assistance, as we called it, to destitute Nigerians. It is one of the core responsibilities of our embassies and consuls general to provide assistance to our nationals. But because of budget cuts, as you know, that subhead was eliminated. But of recent, government has seen the need for the restoration of that subhead. So hopefully, with the discussion ongoing between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the National Assembly and Budget Office, we might come back to those days where not so much money, but enough for you, at least if you have a case or two, to be able to repatriate the person, including remains of destitute people. Believe it or not, and I'm glad that the Deputy Comptroller-General is here. The guarantors form that you sign when you apply for a passport is a commitment binding you to the issuance of the passport. Anything that goes wrong with the holder of the passport in the system that works, they should trace the guarantor. But we're not doing it sufficiently. If we tie these ends and government provides the necessary resources, then you can approach the embassy and the embassy will be in a position to assist. But as of today, please don't go. And don't write through your blog or whichever medium you may choose, you tweet and say the embassy is not functioning. No, the embassy functions. It is only a case of enablement that is lacking. I hope it's clear.
The other question about maintenance, yes, definitely, machine, your car will spoil. Machine will definitely spoil. There is a house of proverbs, they said, that Oibo's machine can definitely cause wahala. Irish smart technology called annual maintenance. So whenever there is a problem, they can come and do the maintenance. But we encourage officers to do the maintenance themselves. There are some minor issues that they can handle on phone. Many things can be handled on phone. So we hope Brazil will not have much problem. I know it's very far. I know how long it takes me to be here. But I know the Americas is very close to New York. So they will be able to provide these facilities. And also about this mad people, mentally affected person. If we introduce this machine, I'm not talking of the money related to Consular, which His Excellency has spoken. It's not my jurisdiction, but whatever the mental position. Once we do the fingerprinting, we will know who the person is. And in recent time, we have made it mandatory. In the olden days, we don't, our officers, because of laziness, place names of kin, place of us, they don't record it. I know a case when I took a flight with a Nigerian who died on board Lufthansa. We had to stop over in France to drop the body. And they were asking me if I could be able to identify the person. When I called home, they checked the passport, because in our data we find the names of kin. The next of kin was not there. We have to do investigation to find out. That's why now we insisted that all cases of we must have that data so that you will see the next of kin. Otherwise, it's a problem. Somebody would die, embassies would be in trouble, the cops would be there, they cannot even trace the person. But now, with the system we have developed, we'll be able to know all information, telephone number of the next of kin, and I know that will reduce the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. Can you still call on Dr. Oluwatoyin for his vote of thanks?
His Excellency, the Ambassador at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency, Mr. Mutari Kaitan, the Honorable Consul of Nigeria in Sao Paulo, His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Babangida, and His Excellency, Mr. Shabu Shewa. My ex-president of the community, in presence of Mr. Balogun, Mr. Wahiki, and Mr. Beluk, my good friend, president of the Nigerian in diaspora, Mr. Please tell me your name again. Mr. George Garrett, the ex-president of Nigeria and Nigerian diaspora, Mr. Joshua, Professor Joshua, fellow countrymen and women. It is a great pleasure to be here at this moment, this historical moment of Nigerians in Brazil. I think some 4 or 5 years ago, people from the immigration office have been coming to Brazil to capture our fingers, our photographs, and we all knew the constraints in terms of logistic movement. Come to Nigeria, see hotel here, put the machine at Avenida São João, we are liable to assault. I think they were here 2 or 3 times. I remember myself and Dr. Joshua, we received this group on 2 occasions. So today is really an historical day, putting this machine in Sao Paulo, though not the largest capital of Nigerians in the world, but we have the privilege to have exceptional Consul-General. Since he came into this country, been working hard to make sure that Nigerians are in unity, fighting with all the strength without fear or favor of anybody. So we owe a round of applause to Mr. So also we recognize our ambassador that is not present but is represented here, Ambassador Emususu. We also recognize the efforts of all the consular members in Sao Paulo for their cordiality, for their efforts to make sure that Nigeria gets better in Sao Paulo. We need to recognize also and thank His Excellency Mohammed Buhari. From the lecture we just received from His Excellency now, is a way of moral competence, trying to change Nigerian mentality. I used to tell my people, Nigeria, we don't have enemy. Our only enemy is our attitude. So once we have a leadership that's worried about changing this thing, not a question of people that are involved in corruption. Corruption is a universal disease. But in the context of a poor country like Nigeria, corruption is equivalent to a sin, because you remove a lot of plates of food from the tables of many families in Nigeria. The United Nations statistics says almost 2/3 of the world's wealth is being involved in corruption.
And that is why many people in this world continue in abject poverty. Now we have a government that is looking into this. We need to be very proud of this government. So as I was only called upon to make a photo of thanks. So I think these lists of thanks are unlimited. We need to thank you sincerely for being here and taking your time all the way from Nigeria. Taking also your time from Brazil, and everybody leaving his own job to be here at this particular moment. So we thank you all for being here, but for a good cause, for a good reason. Thank you very much.
For the official commission and inspection of the facilities of the electronic passport production. Thank you.
This one, I was trying to change your picture.
This will not take care of it. It will not take yes.
Well, the president of the Nigerian community in his statement remarked that it is a historic day, and indeed it is a historic day for all of us to witness the commissioning of the e-passport production center in Sao Paulo, the first that we have invested by government. So on behalf of the President of Nigeria, and of course in the name of the people of Nigeria, I have the unique honor and privilege to commission this building to the eternal glory of the people of Nigeria, to their well-being and to their prosperity. May God Almighty keep it safe. Sit straight and sit normal.
I look at it, so I'm scared.
What is that? What is going on? No. We've just commissioned and you are likely to be the one to commission. So continue.
Look at the camera.
Cameras.
No, move that.
So they did very well.
Yeah.
We used to put clothes there.
That's right.
So now the mission painted color is very good.
All right.
Back small. Bring down your face a little.
Have you captured?
Yes, sir.
Let the RAM security. So we have ICAO standard for photographs. Let him see. Okay, yes. But usually in the olden days people capture even up to here. But yes, now from here.
Okay.
Here should be more.
Sir, you see it again. What is the dimensions?
You see the issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go ahead. So after capturing, since he's going to reissue,
Yeah.
she has gone to the database to retrieve the passport number from the database in Abuja. That's why he's able to reissue.
Okay.
Do the right one now. Hold on. I'll tell you what.
This one is 2 fingers.
Yeah.
We have upgraded half of Nigeria to 10 fingers. We'll do the same essentially.
The right one, please. Remove the index. I'll submit now, then I'll check the approval. If it has dropped to the system, then I can produce for him immediately.
I think we are done with him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. It has been done. Thank you so much. My name is Paulo, the Comptroller-General Immigration. We are just commissioning the passport. Nobody has taken your photograph. Now you can go. You are free. What's the name? Idushegun. You see, I can try.
Well, you have made history. We came all the way from Abuja to ensure that you are able to get this service. And then you see, this is the tape that I just cut. And for you to be here, you see, it has been approved.
It has just dropped, so I'll produce it now.
Oh, beautiful. This is the permanent secretary minister for affairs, okay?
How is it?
Thank you. So what we did is that immediately she captured, she submitted it to the database. When it went to the database, it searched and see if he was a true holder of the passport. It says approved, so it is good for protection. But if it is not him, it's another finger he put to somebody, it will reject the company, which is service then to be. But now she has a power to bypass that. That's why also we say that we don't see you. When you capture, we bypass it because we
You are my brother.